Now, I'm probably going to want a thermo aqua tuner in here anyway to deal with various things. That could, in fact, be here specifically and only to cool down the entryway. That's an interesting one. I could perhaps have a little mini pump in there. Are we actually making any ice? Do we have ice? We don't. I'm going to make these a little bit high priority. Is this... There we go. Some ice. Let's get that going. Perfect. Can this use any kind of ice? I guess it might be able to. I mean, this may help in some very small way for now. We're going to need to move our shrines elsewhere, though. Where do we want to put the grieving area? Where do we want our dupes to be able to go to grieve? I think that's a very important question. Probably want it somewhere over here. How hot is it over here? It's not that hot. Again, the plastics have a melting point of 150 degrees. I don't think we're anywhere close to that over here now. That being said, getting hotter and hotter and hotter as you move up. But thanks to the pipes, they're always being maintained. So we could, honestly, run some plastic ladders up instead now. Have a transit tube or a fire pole in the middle and a transit tube along the side, maybe? Something along those lines. We got options. We've definitely got options. We'll have a look at that. I'm thinking that perhaps I need to add in another ice maker, though. And to do that, I'm going to... No, cancel. I'm going to deconstruct the ladders and build another ice maker. Why, Hadram, thank you very much for the second month. Second month, best month, mate. And Anicia, thank you very much for the 7th month. The Elfin Vowed really, really means a lot. How hot do these things get? They probably have the potential to get extremely hot, thinking about it. Make it out of golden mallet. I would love it if there was a way to just say, yeah, I want this to be upgraded. That would be grand, in my opinion. Ooh, cancel build. Let us do something else. Have these on either side, thereby making it a little bit easier to keep them cool. Yeah. I think that would be a better way of doing it. Okay, it'll help out a little bit. Right, let's shut that off for now. Don't need it being used. I'm thinking the area for our duplicants grief should be maybe somewhere up here. Or maybe on top of this area here. That might work as well. You know what? Sure. Let's do that. They may officially grieve in these locations. It is permitted. Hey Bentham, how you doing, mate? I heard you were using iron chest. Exterminatus is en route. I was hoping that word would get to you. Though I have been told that you can now upgrade all chests. Wood to iron and iron to steel. Is this true? Because if it is, you know what? As much as that is more efficient, I feel a little bit sad. It'll feel like a part of the lore of Factorio is gone. It'd be a little bit like Disney buying Star Wars and then just being like, yeah, nope, all of the extended universe now is gone now. That's no longer canon. Sorry, but no. I know you were all really attached to it. And there were many, many memes built up around it, but no, it's gone now. Forever. If you can upgrade them, is a downgrade possible as well? Oh, I don't know about that. I think you're getting into heresy territory now. Right, okay. Well, let's just go ahead and build. Actually, we want them a little bit further apart. I'm assuming that I can demolish it once it's built. Can I? Yeah, I can deconstruct it. Dunk, dunk. Now let's plan for the future. Probably shouldn't. It's probably a bad sign. But we shall anyway. Dunk, dunk. Let's get some nice statues. I mean, sure, we'll make some lead statues as well. You know what? Why not? Why not? I don't know about the some aeropods as well. Though for that, I'm gonna have to build the second floor. It's kind of annoying, but okay. The trouble I go to, so my dupes can properly be remembered, honored in song. With that in place, I can copy over the aeropods. I'll probably move this eventually, but... Hello, Lexmic. How are you doing? You can fast replace any chest with any other, and the upgrade planner makes that doable by bots, but the old chests still exist. They just get swapped. Ah. Okay. I'm kind of glad about that. I'm going to be honest, I am sincerely glad. As much as that means that, you know, every wooden chest, every iron chest you make is effectively, ultimately going to be a wasted item later on. Doing away with that would have felt like we'd lost more than we gained. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but that's how I feel about it. Alright, go up settings, please. Yep. And now, time for us to deconstruct. Goodbye. Donk. I would still not build iron chests. You're a Puritan, Bentham, and I love you for it. There we go. All right. I wouldn't mind some granite if I can. 3 tiles of granite, 3 tiles of airflow, or maybe 4 tiles of granite and 3 tiles of airflow. Let's see. If we make this... no, cancel that. I need to change this up a little bit. I want to have it an even pattern, obviously. Oops, that's the wrong place. Cancel that a little bit. Then, of course, we want ladders going down. Yes, that'll work for us. That will work. So over here, I have 3, then a ladder, then the insulated tile. Perfect. All the way down. That gives us a little bit of extra room on the side there that we can have a little lip. Because at the bottom or at the top, somewhere around there, probably at the top because liquid flows down. And we don't want the liquid leaving. We will have a thermoaccutuner at the top here somewhere that will be responsible for pulling in, for just adding an extra little bit of heating to the area. Though maybe I should have the accutuner at the bottom. It depends a little bit. I suppose I could make the thermoaccutuner only kick in once there is steam there, and that wouldn't be too hard to set up. See, the other thing is that the steam would be able to condense at any point. So maybe, rather than airflow tiles, I actually need mesh tiles. Otherwise, wherever steam condenses, it'll sit on the top. That's kind of a problem when I think about it. Not what I had anticipated. It's going to be expensive. Okay. How poor am I going to be when it comes to copper once I'm done with all this? It's an important question. Actually, it didn't hurt as much as I was expecting, so that's fine. Okay, that'll do. Hey, Test Pilot, how you doing, mate? And Reality Veil, thank you very much for the Prime sub for the 3rd month in a row. And Test Pilot for the 8th month. Thank you very much, both of you. See, the beautiful thing about how pure mangled pork is about the whole iron chest thing is that it gives you a way to scratch at his brain. Minimum effort way. It's glorious. Mind you, the downside is it's also scratching at your brain when it's happening, but unlike mangled pork, for whom it is only a scratchy brain scenario, for you, it's a little bit of catharsis because you know that it's scratching mangled pork's brain as well. So you get a tiny, tiny little bit of a mood buff along with the mood debuff. So it's kind of min-maxing the number. It's basically RimWorld. It's like, yes, I can feed you kibble because the kibble is made of people, and also you're wearing people skin. So I can afford to tank your mood by making you eat animal food because you're dressed in people. A little bit of a debuff, balanced out by a bit of a buff. Have the bodies been moved? I don't know. Do they ever move the bodies? Or do they just never need to once it's done? I do wonder about that. Yeah, you're basically playing RimWorld. It's glorious. Mangled Pork is a RimWorld character and he never even knew. Didn't suspect for a moment. It's amazing. The reason why, the reason for the bit of funny about iron chests, Lady Sheelab, is that iron chests do not, you can't do anything with them. Once you've made them, they can only ever be iron chests. Same with wooden chests. Once you've made a wooden chest, that's all it'll ever be. It used to be that you could burn them, you could use them as a fuel source, so you could just get rid of them later on. They're kind of like pistols. Whereas a steel chest can be upgraded to the later forms of chests, and in fact, a steel chest is as big a chest as you can ever have anyway. So, to a certain degree, you don't need a different chest than the steel chest. Whereas with the iron chest, you're eventually going to want it to be a steel chest anyway. So, why make an iron chest when you know you're eventually going to want to replace it? That's basically the gist of it. It's the long and short. Mangleport, Lady Sheila, if you need to store a small amount of something, you can use a wooden chest. If you want to store as much of something as you possible, you can use a steel chest. The iron chest is redundant and should never be used. Therefore, the only reason to use them must be for heresy strike through to annoy Mangleport. Ah, Lady Sheila, with the logical response there. But what if you want to store exactly as many things as an iron chest holds? That sounds like heresy. You would make a good Inquisitor. Truly. Right, let's go ahead and dismantle all of that. Also this as well. And then build this out. All the way across. Now, do we need much of a turn to be able to go through a wall? I don't think so. Ultimately, this room is going to be roasting hot. It will always be roasting hot. So what I'm thinking is wherever we make the entry point up here, we should have the power spine come through at this point. Because this is the only part of the industrial brick that will be cooled. We're probably going to have a decent amount of power usage in here, so... let's plan for the future. Let's not use lead for it. I feel that would be a dumb move, personally. And we don't need steel, because this can't overheat. So... Tunk. Now, the first area is going to be a little bit different because I'm going to need... Not only am I going to have a way for... the transit tube access point to exist. And that's a 3-tall structure, which means realistically I want the joint plate to be a bit lower. Yeah, I'm going to have to move this across, I suspect. Does this have an overheat temperature? Interesting, it does not. That's very interesting. Okay. Now, the question is, can I have that next to it here? I can. Oh, well, that's much better. Okay. Delete them. I am still going to want a door here. And it's going to have to be a mechanized airlock. And the reason for that is specifically... Oh, actually, you know what? We can in fact move this around. I can have the pipe come straight through the roof. Right here. Then I can have the door here and then a little lip going out. Just for people to be able to move. Because I want an out in the unlikely event the power completely runs dry. I want a door to be unlocked. So it needs to be a mechanized airlock, much like I've got elsewhere. And again, it doesn't really matter what I make it of. I'll pop that in there. And we'll have the door locked by battery again. So if for some reason the charge in the battery is completely drained, this door will be unlocked so that my dupes can get out. And there we go. That should work exactly as I need. Would I want a vent in here? A gas vent? Actually, no, I wouldn't, because if I'm cooling this room, any steam that gets in there is gonna be liquefied. It's gonna be condensed. Ruins of Wraithwall, thank you very much for the 300 bits. Bits for my favourite Welshman. Welsh dragon? Hand waves. Semantics. Hey, it's true. Is there really a difference? Paper Weasel, thank you very much for the 8 months. Love the name, by the way. Golnor, thank you very much for the 29 months. More Oni, how far ahead in streams is this from the YouTube? It is exactly 39 minutes. Well, no, 49 minutes ahead of where we are currently on the YouTube archives. Because for the first 50 minutes, I was thanking everyone for the ridiculous amount of generosity they showed when I first started streaming again after the short break. And then we were just chatting. You know how it goes. You know me. You know what? I'm being silly about this. I am being so stupid. See, this is what happens when I've been away from the game for a little while. I apologize. Truly, the level of my shame. There's no other word. I'm ashamed. Let me quickly fix this water problem. Why am I so dumb? It sincerely feels some days that I am made of dumb. I would like... Oh. Look. Okay. I refuse to use anything but the best material. I need more tungsten. Is there tungsten easier to get over there? No. Is there any tungsten easier to get down? No, there is not. Oh, okay, fine. Do we have enough to make some tungsten? Aha! We do. We do indeed. I would like... There. Please. Make it now. Go forth. This base is huge. Oh, it's going to get bigger. It's going to get so big. Alicia, I think me playing Factorio would actually make the community explode. You know... Joking aside, though. Yes, it would probably make some of the people in the Factorio community actually hurt. Like, physically hurt. But... is that necessarily a problem? Maybe it'll teach them to take Factorio a little bit less seriously. Because... not wanting to be controversial here. There are some elements of the Factorio community which is a little bit hostile to new players because of how seriously they take doing everything the quote-unquote right way. There has to be a point where you're like, it doesn't really matter though, does it? That's why I make a point at the beginning of my Factorio series where I say, I am not trying to be efficient. Because it's kind of like, this is a disclaimer. If my lack of efficiency hurts you, I warned you ahead of time. So you really can't complain anymore. I'm doing this for fun, and to make it fun. And my fun quite often precludes being as efficient as possible. Ladyship, considering some people can't handle me not feeding a digital cow, I do worry. Well, to be fair, I'm probably one of the people who can't handle you not feeding a digital cow. How dare. How dare. It may be pixels, but those pixels represent something. You monster. No, I'm not joking. Mostly. Okay. Tungsten should be good. I would like to suck out all of the cold. Please and thank you. And then we'll go back down. Whee. And now we'll connect in there. And then we'll destroy that one and this one. At that point, we're probably not going to need the icy fans either, so... Ah! Why, though? But why? Well, I guess we are actually... No, that makes sense. That makes sense. We're basically sending all this water wherever it needs to be at any particular time. That does make sense. But I would like this one to be liquefiables and only ice, please. And then without these icy fans, we'll just be storing that correctly. So let's get rid of that. I've been tutoring my viewers recently by teaching Fuzzy Freaks. I noticed that, Bentham. How to play. She put copper wire on a belt. I was like, it was like thousands of voices crying out at once. Aww. Let Fuzzy do what she wants. You'll regret it if you don't. Because as soon as she's got a Spidertron, do you think she's loading that with explosive rockets? Oh, no. It's going to be atomic bombs. Right, now that should be cooling. It's coming in at 35. It's already at 33. And by the time it's leaving, it is... it's at a much more tolerable temperature. Actually, no. It's not as good. 35, going down... Ah, damn it. No, that didn't solve my problems. I was really hoping it would. Well, actually... Yes, there we go. It's starting to adjust. It was just moving a little bit too fast. Now, the problem is I don't want it to get too cold. And that is exactly what's happening. Maybe a little bit less tungsten. Maybe a bit less. Tiny bit less tungsten. As in, mostly less tungsten. I mean, this is very cold around here, but, I mean, the temperature will eventually even out a bit. And now that we've done that, down here is going to be getting ice, which is going to be generally cooling the water that's going up to it as well, so... As long as it doesn't drop too much, they can handle 5 to 30. That's probably going to be good enough. We're probably okay with this. Yeah, there we go. It's starting to slow. Yeah, we are. There we go. It's going to continue to melt this biome, and that's fine by me. All right. Problem solved for now. For now, the problem is significantly less. Right, don't need those ladders. Don't need these ladders. Don't want these ladders either. Or those ones. Do, however, want the ladders over here. Right. Now, one of the things that we're going to want down on this way is to work out where the door's going to be. I'm going to say we want an automatic door because we want to expose the room over here to the least amount of movement of gases as we can. And copper itself has got a ridiculously high melt point. So I don't need to worry over much about that one. Copper there, that's fine. Can we have a conductive heavy wire going across it? Why would I make it out of lead? That is the dumbest thing. Well, okay, no. That's not necessarily the dumbest thing. As long as it's like moving through a vacuum or something, it makes perfect sense. Because, you know, it's never going to get that hot. But still. The new tube station will still need ground. Yeah. We haven't set that up yet. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have a mesh tile here. In fact, I'll quickly show you what I'm going to do. It would help. This little area is going to be special. Because we're going to have a little plastic pump down here. Because as the steam gets in, it's going to immediately liquefy because I'm going to be actively cooling this little section. And that's going to cause the water to drip down here. I don't want to build it off the floor. I want it to go down here. A little pump is going to pump it back out and into this room where it can then become steam once again and then go through the steam turbines. Sweet Shadow, thank you very much for the 30 months. I'm so glad you're back. You're an amazing soul. Keep up the great work. May the Morrigan watch over you. That's incredibly kind of you to say. Thank you. And Tyron? I hope I said that right. Thank you very much for the subscription there. Diolch yn fawr. Right, so we're going to want... Ultimately, we're going to want to pump this area out of gas, which is a pain, but there are ways we can do that. I mean, pretty much this entire area needs to be completely vacuumed out. And then that door is going to stop working. But we're ways from needing to deal with that yet. Right, now that I know where that's going to be, we're going to deconstruct this. We're going to replace this with ladders. And we're going to deconstruct these ladders all the way up. Actually, first, though, I'm going to get rid of these. Aha! There we go. Get that in place. Move this over. Now we're going to want a little gas, water pump. Mini liquid pump. We're not going to be dealing with a lot of stuff. It is going to be made of plastic, so again, this would melt. But once it's water, it's not going to be very hot. So don't need to worry over much about it. Let's pop the mini pump right there. I'm going to be using generally insulated pipes. And then we can just drop that liquid just down here. Really doesn't matter. Just pop that in there.